Welcome to Toffee TV, proudly backed by Ladbrokes for the season. It is the match preview. It's the Merseyside derby. Yay!
I'm loving.
I'm channeling.
You're channeling. You're in a Tony Cotty.
Big dunk, mate. Tony Cotty, behave yourself. Big dunk, 94.
No,
Gladys Street. Header, first goal. Place goes nuts. Rideout finishes it off with 3 minutes to go.
Need some channeling.
Strangers hugging each other. Strange women kissing me on the head. What a day.
Now, even just when we score against Brighton.
Get a corner. Yeah. Now let me just point out, we're recording this before that game they've got.
They got a game, another game.
No appreciation for for our work and our craft and what we've got to do, but so we'll just take that. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, does it?
Nothing
apart from that,
matters,
all we would say. I mean, that'll factor into it, but not actually about that game. But yeah, it's a big game, obviously for us, for them, I suppose, as well, in terms of the Champions League places. But I think we've said this a few times in the last few years. Can you remember a less, or a more, sorry, subdued approach to a Merseyside derby?
It gets worse every year. I'm at the stage with, I'll be honest with you, I just don't care.
They don't ask. I've said this for ages and people don't believe me.
I know. I think if the circumstances would be different, I would be like Danny Dyer in that video clip. I am shitting myself. Okay. That one. Not normally Danny Dyer, okay. You know what I mean? But I just, the last couple, you're right, that it's as we just, I don't know, the last few years we've just been broken, I think, by our failure to I suppose nail our mass to anything, because we don't know what we're doing. Our performances haven't been good enough, but this year in particular, there's absolutely nothing. I don't even, you know what, I don't even think it's that big a deal to them now, because the champ, to me, look at the gap now between Chelsea and them. They're in the top four. It's done. It's done now. So it's how high they finish, and I suppose with them removing like the playoff games and all that, it actually doesn't mean a thing anymore.
No, just finish fourth.
So I think they will finish fourth. I do. I honestly do.
Well, they'll finish in the top four.
I think Spurs will finish above them. I do. But it's irrelevant to them, isn't it? You know, hopefully they'll be out of the other thing as well. But I think for them, they're probably like, obviously it's a game, it's pride, they want to win it, but they've got two big games.
Let's just get them out the way. They've got, it's the sandwich between two big Champions League games. So you would imagine they'll make changes. But not, I mean, you know, they've got injuries for at centre back as well, so that'll be an interesting thing. And let's be honest, they're a fantastic football team going forward. I think what I like about what Klopp has actually done is he's looked at their weakness and just not gone, it doesn't matter. He's just gone, well, we're really, really strong at one thing and we're sort of weak at another. Let's make it so that the strong thing is like the first line of defence starts up there. And I think that's what's turned it round for them, is that they've just got to start getting the basics right. And they've got, obviously, in Mo Salah, a man very much in form. Firmino, who does a lot of the hard work, a lot of the doggies for everyone else, but then pops up with the goals as well. And Mane, obviously, a threat on the other side, and Van Dijk is obviously strengthened the back line for them a little bit. The goalie is, well, I think they're just more confident in the goalie now that they've left him in for a bit. I don't know if he's got any better or any worse, but they're just more confident in him. And I think everyone else just puts the hard work in, the likes of your Robinsons at left back, the likes of your Oxlade-Chamberlains in midfield, Milner, Henderson, whether you like him or not. They just put the work in to allow all the other players work hard. And then what it does is, what that's festered, I think, is that just a belief between the fans and the players, that the players on the pitch are putting all the work in for them. And I think that's where Liverpool have gone up a level this year, is that the connection, which is we've spoken about, is obviously broke between us and our players and our club. That connection has just got stronger. And the thing that has created that connection is the manager. Whether you like Klopp or you don't like Klopp, the manager has... Well, the first thing he did was he asked the fans for more. He said, why are you getting off? Why aren't you, you know, why? And people found it cringing, all that kind of thing, right? And they love it, don't they? They love that kind of thing. But he created that. He said, you're coming, if you either come with us or you don't come with us. And they've gone with them. And he's bought the players, and the players have gone with it as well. And they've changed it slightly where no, like we said, we wanted to buy players of a certain type. They went out and did that. They bought, again, people might laugh at this, but they went and got Oxlade-Chamberlain, right? And Arsenal wanted to keep Oxlade-Chamberlain, but Oxlade-Chamberlain's like, no, I want to go to Liverpool. And they're starting to buy those players that, you know,
but I think
make them better.
I think we did that with Walcott, though. They didn't really want to lose Walcott, but they couldn't play him.
They weren't playing in a way.
Yeah, but Oxlade-Chamberlain wasn't playing, that's why he left, did he? But I know what you say. I think the biggest thing that's... or everything you've said's right with what he's done, but the biggest thing that's impressed me with Klopp, and I've just been watching a documentary thing on Netflix called Trainer, from a few years ago, about German coaches following.
5 years ago,
yeah, it follows 3 German coaches through the whole system in Germany is just incredible.
There's no shortcuts.
How they train people, even people in jobs have to go, and it's just amazing. But why, if you get a chance, watch it. I don't know whether you've watched it anyway, but it's really good. But Klopp's on it. It's when he's at Dortmund, just little insights and into how
he was likeable,
how their mindset is, and how he is. And it's interesting because the fellas talking about how he had to sell Klopp to clubs because they didn't, after months, no one was interested in him. Just little bits and pieces. But I think what he's done really well, he's gone into Liverpool and he's got a clear plan in his mind of what he wants to do and what player fits that plan, and it's easily identifiable. I remember his first game, as I'm sure you do, when he played Spurs away. Didn't think they drew 0-0, and they come out with, they've ran 10 miles more and blah 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 blah, and all the stuff you go, oh yeah, but he's maintained that. So straight away from that first game, that was his blueprint, and he's maintained it. And what he's done is he's gone, well, this is how we play, and each year he's gone, well, you're not the right person for us, so we're going to get someone in to do that. And every player, what's been incredible for Liverpool is every new signing has worked, and that doesn't happen very often. And obviously I'm quite sure as they go forward it won't happen, because you can't get everyone right. No club ever does it, but it's working at the moment. But he's able to bring someone in that makes their team a bit better or a bit stronger, and that's where we've gone the other way. So that, I think he's done that brilliantly. He's got play, like you said, Oxlade-Chamberlain. Obviously Salah is having the season of his life. I don't think he'd have a season like this again. He'll still be brilliant and he'll still score goals. This year he's been incredible. But the improvements he's made to, like, Firmino. Firmino now was one of the, in that role, probably one of the best in Europe at playing that striker. He doesn't get all the goals, but his build-up play is fabulous. Milner's still doing the business for them. A few years after he come in and everyone was like, Milner, really, on a free? He's still integral. Robertson, I know the kid that you like, he's been gone up another level, it looks like, for Liverpool. So he's been able. Coutinho, we took him up a level. He's
doing really well without him.
Exactly.
I think there's, again, I think what we're looking at here is we're looking at the fact that what they've done right, that we haven't done right in more than anything. I think the other thing is Klopp's the boss.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's got... Liverpool have probably got exactly the same setup that we've got in terms of, you know, a technical director and all this kind of thing or whatever. But you don't hear about that fella. You don't hear. He's the man. When he says when someone gets sold, I sold him. I sold him. No, that was my response. That was my. I decided to keep him. I decided to sell him. The buck stops at him. I think this season as well, they've gone up a level because they brought in Peter Moore, who was a modern day proper CEO. Worked with big companies, knows what he wants, knows what the club wants. No, it's all geared towards getting Jurgen Klopp players to go on the pitch to do the job, and there's a clear line all the way through the club. We haven't got that at Everton, and until we get that, but then you need a manager who's takes the rough with the smooth as well. Do you know what I mean? Like I've seen him talk after games where they've got beaten. He's just like, I know. He'll, like all managers, he'll look for excuses, but a lot of the time, you listen to what he says, he's just like, the lads are doing what I'm saying. It just didn't happen today for whatever reason. But that'll be like,
apart from the derby.
Oh yeah, but then the next, and then but it'll be like, but I think that was more. A lot of that was down to the frustration of how their players not taking the chances. But I think, but what he does is he asks for something, and when they give him it, he's just like,
that's it. Yeah.
You give me what I asked for, and then we'll look at what went wrong, and the next game will be better because of it.
Again, that trainer, that mindset, a lot of the German coaches are like that, because I think they're taught that they have to go to the school for it and do it all, and they're taught like that no matter what. If your players are doing what you ask, the result becomes almost, obviously you can't lose every week, but take it in isolation, that result's irrelevant. If they've done just kind of the stuff you want them to do, forget about the result, because that's the process, that's moving forward. Well, that'll come right next week.
That's it, isn't it? That's the process. The process is building on top of each other and having the belief, and not throwing, you know, the baby out with the bathwater. Just keep building on everything, and I think that's a model that I think the thing about German managers, there's a very much a working class element to it as well. You know, Klopp is like that as well. He connects. That's why I think he connects with football fans so well everywhere, is because he sort of talks on the level and doesn't sort of apologise for what he says or what he thinks, and I think that's what we can sort of take from. And don't forget, I've seen this. I think someone mentioned on Twitter. It was sort of like they weren't talking down to us, but the lad basically said, "Don't forget, 3 or 4 years ago, our striker was Ricky Lambert." He said things do change in football very fast if you put the right things in place. So, for me, Saturday, I'm hoping. One of the big things that really disappointed me about the Man City game is that we never took into consideration the timing of the game. Right? You can play Man City right anytime, and they'll come at you and they'll be great and all this. But football's all about factors at times. You know, you can play teams when they've got suspensions or injuries or whatever, or running games. And we just happened to be playing Man City 4 days before a massive Champions League game, quarter-final game, and we never asked them any questions. Now, you hear Soft Lad coming out after the game talking about, oh, why didn't he just, you just foul Sane there and all this. Well, I'd never seen any kind of game plan to come out and go,
that's what we're going to do.
For the first 20 minutes, we're getting stuck into these. And what we're going to say to these, the message we're going to send to these is, you don't come to Goodison and think you can pass it round and fuck about and have a training exercise 4 days for the Champions League. We're going to make you think about if you're going to get off this park to play in that game. Now, obviously, when I say that, I don't mean like really. But you're going to put that doubt in your mind. Someone's going to go past you. You're hitting them. 2 of you are hitting them. Properly.
All should do, wouldn't he?
Yeah, properly hit them. Properly hit them in the way that they'll be worried the next time they go past you, and then they've got that doubt in their head, right? There was none of that on Saturday whatsoever. It was, oh, settle down, play football. There you go, lads. Now I know a lot of people go, well, you can't get near City and all that, but you've got to create that impression that you're going to run as hard as they are and work as hard as they are, and then you're going to add the physical element. That wasn't there on Saturday, and I think that was a disgrace, looking back on it, that we never ever started with that mindset to make it hard for them.
Do you think if we'd have had 30 points, it'd have been different?
Possibly.
Possibly. The approach,
hunger.
Yeah, not the fact that the scoreline might have still been exactly the same, because they're fantastic. But to me, I think if that game's played in November or December, it's a different game. Yeah. It's a different game. We have a different attitude. I think Saturday was safe. Was safe. These are the great, and especially all the results that had just been played out. It was like, you're totally safe. These are the great side. Blah blah blah. And I just think sometimes I just look at the goals. Just watch the goals again. You know, they're brilliant, but they're all avoidable. Yeah. Listen, I know a lot of goals are avoidable, of course. Ours is avoidable for them, but particularly the first one, we just allow Silva to run, and Baines doesn't mark Sané. you know, they're passing it around and it's in the back of the net, and you can't give good players time.
But the point is, will this game be any different? Because if it is different, then you ask the question, why is it going to be different? Is it different because it's a Merseyside derby? You know, just suddenly that throw the emphasis on us. Now, if it is changed because it's Merseyside derby, then. But
we want it to be different.
No, no, we want to be different. But what I'm saying is, though, last week should have given us the blueprint for this week, and that's what I'm saying. If our players step up this week and show more desire and show more heart, then I'm going to say, well, you're all frauds. Because where was that last week?
Well, they will do.
No, I know they will, and that's the point. The manager this week will feel like he can't throw this game away, but it was all right last week throwing the game away. So it will be a case of coming out Saturday and being completely different. But that'll mean that, I mean, we don't know whether Garner will be back. It might be another late fitness test. But then will Tom Davies come into midfield? I certainly hope so. God. You know, and it's just, that's what I'm saying. Last week could have been the blueprint for this week. By going into that game, the timing suits us. Last week we played them 4 days. This week we've got Liverpool in between 2 big games. It's a big opportunity again. Their players we think can have one eye on, you know, the Champions League game and things
especially
like that.
For them, that they now know that Liverpool aren't going to lose 4 games till the end of the season. There's only 6 left. They're not losing 4 out of 6. There's not a chance. So, and Chelsea aren't winning those 4. So Chelsea aren't catching Liverpool now. 10 points behind with 6. So regardless of whether you think it or not, them players are going to know that, all right, a Merseyside derby, but the Man City game's bigger for the simple reason that Liverpool can't achieve anything other than what they've achieved domestically. If they were going for the league title, or they were trying to get 4th or whatever, you'd go, yeah, there's a big prize on this. So there's pride, but the reality is, how big an incentive is pride when you've got 2 massive games either side of it to them, where their focus will be? Because I think the thing with the Champions League game is, regardless of the score, unless one team beats the other 5-0, I don't think the legs matter. I think it'll be like 8-7 over the 2 legs. So even if City were to win 3-1 at Anfield, it wouldn't be over, or Liverpool to win 3-1 it won't be over, because both teams are capable of scoring lots of goals. So the Everton game for them will almost be a distraction because of they've achieved what they need to achieve, which is the top 4. But they've still got enough ability, because what it is they're in such great form, and they're like a well-oiled machine at the moment. So for them, you can replace to it, and it'll still keep going. Normally, I'd be like that. Yeah, I honestly would. If we had a settled team, I'd be like, Sam, this for us. Get out, get into the early doors, we beat these, no problem, because our desire will be more. But with our team, that's why I go back to the City game though, because that gets created in the City, whether you win or you lose, that gets created. It's like last season. But for him,
well, that's like last season when we played them. We just come off the back of the Arsenal game, and we go into the derby game, and we start the same way we finished the Arsenal game. And until McCarthy gets injured, you know, we're playing well, and we're forcing mistakes, and we're asking them, and okay, we get beaten in the end. But fans at the end of it go, well, you know what? You had the goal, you tried, and it's just one of those things. It's unlucky. And that's what I'm saying, you create that from the City game. And now those players have got to be almost picked up from the City game, because they didn't, that effort wasn't there, and that wasn't all there. I know it'll take care of itself in the derby, but it doesn't always factor like that, because of our record in derbies. Then suddenly the pressure's on us, and that'll be interesting to see how Liverpool handle that, because I go back to Klopp, and he's the kind of manager who'll go, no, you set the stall out for Tuesday, or whatever the next one is, in this game. And as you said then, they're capable of just going, we'll pick you up, boink, and put you in, boink, and the team knows how it's playing. Everyone knows how it plays, and you'll still have probably Van Dijk at the back, I imagine, because they haven't got that many centre backs. It'll still have the spine.
I think to be honest, Angia probably just played their strongest 11. Because I think I think he'll look and go, we can just be 3-0 up at half time. I can put Danny Ings on, and I can put Solanke on, and I can put whoever, and they'll be enough of a nuisance for this Everton side. It won't, it'll protect itself, and they're quite capable of blowing us away, because if we pick a similar team to what we picked last week, which is slow, immobile, and players like Calvert-Lewin playing out of position, so the poor lad hasn't got a clue what day it is in his role. If he picks a team that people know the roles, and Tom Davies will go and do his job, and if Garner's fit, he'll work hard, and obviously Wayne, he'll play Wayne, you know, but that might be okay if he's got legs. Well, it will be if he's got legs either side of him, but if Garner's not fit, then it's a choice for me whether it's Rooney or Snyder. Well, out of the two, I'd pick Rooney every day of the week, because we've got to have legs in that midfield, because that's where they're good as well. Now, okay, the three up front are terrifying, but again, you've got to take. I don't think Liverpool's movement is as good as Manchester City's in terms of the way City pull you all over the pitch, but they're electrifying when they break, and we do give the ball away.
It'll be interesting to see whether we go 3 at the back and almost match them up in that, because he'll be scratching his head looking for ways now to, you know,
Ashley Williams back.
No, not for me, mate.
No, I'm saying it wouldn't surprise me.
No, it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if he came.
Puts Funes on.
Wouldn't surprise me if he came back at all. But
bits of doubt.
Bits of something. No, but listen, it's
a game we can win because it's a derby, and I've been to enough. No, but what I mean is I've seen enough derbies where you've gone in going,
of course,
and got a chance. That one, yeah. You know, the top you've got on that night. We were bottom and they were top, and we battered them. We beat them 2-0.
We're 3 unbeaten at the time, though.
Oh, well, there you go then. You know, other games.
No, listen, I've
games when Liverpool have come to Goodison and I've gone.
We've seen, haven't we? Liverpool top of the league. We've beat them, and the week after we get beat by Sheffield United. That's the way it is, isn't it? You know what I mean? But for me, listen, everyone's got to be honoured, haven't they? Everyone's got to be honoured, and we've got to change the narrative. Someone's got to make themselves a hero. I don't know who that would be.
You've just got to. What you've got to do in these games is concentrate. You've got to concentrate. You've got to look for any edge. They will be, no matter what. Players are human. Players are, and the most of them Liverpool players will be worried about they wanting to play in the second leg at the Etihad. They'll want to play, and that's a big game for them. The derby, it's a big game, but it's only a big game. It's a bigger game for the fans, I would say, at this stage than what them play. I don't think them players are really that bothered, because if we're going for something, it's a big game. Of course it is, but as players, once you remove the other parameters, once they go of like, well, what we're trying to achieve in this competition, we've already achieved it. We've got they had to be top 4 again. Liverpool are trying to build that thing where you automatically go, they're top 4. And I know it'll be harder in this league now with the money. Other teams then it becomes 4 from 6 or 4 from 7, whatever. But they're 2 years on the run. For them, it's progress.
Yeah.
And that's
of course. I think, listen, for us as fans, it's our only thing, isn't it? It's the only thing.
We need something. We need something. But you know that, just one of the things very quickly, I've seen quite a lot on my timeline going, if we get beat, that means it's the end of him, so I'll take it. And that's not. No. Listen, everyone's entitled to an opinion, and I just think that's where we are at the moment as a club. That's where we are. I remember when Roberto Martinez was the end, and we all knew he was going anyway and all that. But I remember building up to that semi-final, a lot of people were like, say we win now and he stays next year, and you're going, whoa, hang on, it's a semi-final, you can win a cup. Yeah. I know, but imagine if he stays, and you're like,
well, what's the point of football?
Well, then you've got to see that pattern out. But it's a derby match, and listen, I would have thought before he come in, these would be the games he would affect. This kind of game where we're not expected to win, he'll have us and all that. So I suppose it's over to him and over to the players. But it's a game we can win. But to win, we're going to have to perform much better. Put it this way, right? Had we not played City on Saturday, and that played out the way it had, if we'd have had Liverpool first after those 2 wins, you'd be thinking we'll get into these, won't give these a minute, we can beat these.
No, I wouldn't.
Really?
No, because I don't.
So you don't think we can beat them?
Ever? It's not that. I just don't see a team that gets stuck into anything.
No,
That's what I'm saying.
But I still believe that, I think what you're doing is you're just totally transmitting that back to Man City when we didn't do.
No, I haven't seen. No, Baz, I haven't seen our team get stuck into anyone.
No,
that's what I'm saying. Who can you honestly say this season?
No, but I think we would have matched them.
No, but who have we matched this season? That's what I'm saying. Who have we matched?
Them in the cup. All
right, well, yeah, that's it.
I know, so that's what I'm saying. I think the problem what we've got is, fresh in our minds, is a totally limp, because that's what it was. Yeah. It was a limp performance.
But it was only
against the great.
But it was only a few days ago, though.
No, I know.
And it should have been. That's what I'm saying.
But I'm saying if they were fair, if Liverpool was first in the sequence, and we were doing this before the game at the weekend, say City didn't even happen. We're coming off the back of the win at Stoke, when we ground it out in the snow and all that, you'd be going, we can do that, we've got to be tight. All the things we said about the City game, we've got to make sure we don't give them space.
Of course, you've got a different emphasis then.
Now.
But I'm saying, because it's I'm not saying we can't, I'm just saying that should have been.
Yeah.
That should have been where it started. So that's
what we said, didn't we?
Because what I don't understand is, it's like we say all the time, it's just a game of football. If you've got a good plan in place and you walk off that pitch, and even if you've got beat, if you can hold your head up high, you know, then you've done. What more can you ask for? People are saying, well, it was City. What you'd expect? Well, I didn't expect to have 18% of the possession or whatever it was. I expected a little bit more.
If you spend 200 million, over in the last 12 months, there shouldn't be a big disparity. They might beat you. And they might have better players than you, but it should be closer.
You should have a plan though as well.
Well, not just a plan. Your players should be capable of passing the football. Your players should.
That is correct.
There shouldn't be the disparity that there was there last week. It was never there under Moyes, ever. And we had no money to spend against big money. We beat City so many times at Moyes when he didn't have a frigging pot to piss in. We still beat them, even though they was throwing all kinds of money around, because we did that because we had a plan. And because the players worked hard and everyone got
we had an attitude as well that we could beat them. It wasn't always there against the other side, that's what I would say. But at home it was.
Away it wasn't.
No, away it wasn't. But at home, but at City away it always was. It was always like, we'll beat these.
Yeah.
It was easy to think that they're going to...
Which is mad, isn't it?
Well, it's that thing of...
But even now, mate, I was thinking about this the other day, even now, when we go to City, that's fantastic. I just think we can get a result.
Because we don't have that mindset. We don't have that mindset.
Yeah.
We probably start creating that mindset now, but we as fans don't have that mindset, because what we say is it was only but that's what we say, because we came here last year and got a draw. Beat these the year before last 4-0 or whatever. So we'll, as long as we picking up the odd good result, but that's why now in like the derby we're like, well, it's been 2010. You know, Stamford Bridge has been so long. Arsenal's been so long, you know, that's why.
Scandalous.
As long as it goes on. So, listen, as far as I'm concerned, we just need to have a performance Saturday. We need to have players who go out there and show pride in the shirt and all that, tick boxes, etc. But it just needs to be there, so fans can say, well, you know what?
We had a good go.
We had a good go, and whatever happens, happens. You never know when a derby player can get sent off in the first 10 minutes. For them or something.
Palace have just lost to them late on, but could have beat them. Yeah. Crystal Palace. They had Ben Sechi. Ben Sechi could kick a ball straight. Palace would have won the game.
And again, that maybe
should have had
maybe that showed signs that they had the eye on just narrowed the price. So listen, it's all in terms of that, it's all in our favour Saturday. It's all in our favour. But at home, you know, we can make it horrible for them if we want, but that's up to us, isn't it? You know, that ultimately is down to us. If we want to make it horrible for them, if we want to show them that they're actually in a game, then they'll be in a game.
If we can go out and do our jobs properly, the crowd will help us. We can win this, and it's about time we won a derby, because it's just becoming ridiculous. We're making problems for ourselves year after year by not having the right attitude in certain games, and then that follows on. And if we can beat them, you know, we can have a good end to the season, can't we?
Hopefully. We'll wait and see. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Are you confident? How do you think we should approach this? Should we, from the minute the game kicks off, and show them that they're in a game and that they're going to be terrified and that they might miss the second leg against Man City and all those things? Because that's how I think we should have approached the Man City game, but we didn't. But certainly for the Merseyside derby, we've got to be up for it. and I'm sure in the next couple of days the players will be telling us how they're up for it and how it's going to be a change, more desire and more passion, and play for the shirt and the fans and all that kind of thing. It'll all be there in the next few days. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching Toffee TV. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. Click the bell for alerts, and if you want more videos, join us on Patreon. We'll see you later.